Good morning. This is David Bennett, and this is Bitcoin And, a podcast where I try to find the edge effect between the worlds of Bitcoin, gaming, permaculture, podcasting, and education to gain a better understanding of all. Edge effect is a concept from ecology describing a greater diversity of life where the edges of two systems overlap. While species from either system can be found at the edge, it is important to note there are species in the overlap that exist in neither system, and that is what I seek to uncover. So join me in discovering the variety of things being created as Bitcoin rubs up against other systems. It is 8:57 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. It's the 5th day of September 2024. This is episode 947 of Bitcoin and the Circle P is open for business. Rev Hodl's Applied Permaculture class is coming up October the 12th. That is a Saturday in Baroda, Michigan. There are 21 tickets available. It's going to cost you 100,000 sats to learn how to apply permaculture to any lifestyle, building, sovereignty, resilience, and wealth. Learn how to do it in this half-day class. He's going to detail how he applies permaculture ethics and principles to homesteading. He's going to share how he builds resilience in his wealth with the 8 forms of capital and illuminate the connections between Bitcoin and permaculture. So check it out, man. On Saturday, October the 12th at 10 a.m. In Baroda, Michigan, there's going to be, what is it? Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, the permaculture presentation. And then he's going to feed you a homestead lunch with food that's, prepared and harvested from the actual homestead itself. And then at 1 p.m., he's going to take you on the Permaculture in Action tour. And then there is a wrap-up and networking at 3 p.m. I would suggest that you bring your own beer. If you want to go hang out with these people the day before, that's free. And camping is also free on Friday, October the 11th. And you will check in at 3 p.m., that no earlier than 3 p.m. He's not gonna enjoy you coming in at 2. Okay, so come in at 3 p.m. And for those that are staying overnight, but at 7 p.m. that's when the Fireside Bitcoin meetup begins. And there he actually does say you need to bring your own damn beer. So again, Friday, October the 11th is the free for anybody. There's no tickets. Anybody can go. Fireside Bitcoin meetup. Bring your own beer. Next day, there are 21 tickets available for the October 12th event, and that is Rev Hodl's Applied Permaculture class. Now, with that out of the way, let's get over to credit cards. Bitcoin Magazine, Vivek Sin, writing the following. MasterCard has launched a euro-denominated non-custodial Bitcoin debit card. Yeah, I know, it's MasterCard, but hey, rails are rails, and whatever gets the train down the tracks, it's going to push Bitcoin forward. So MasterCard has partnered with Bitcoin and crypto payments provider Mercury to launch a euro-denominated debit card, allowing users to spend Bitcoin and crypto directly from non-custodial wallets. Think about that. From non-custodial, this is euro-denominated, so I can only imagine that this is going on in the European Union. And you know how tight-ass those guys are. And yet here we have MasterCard allowing you to spend Bitcoin and crypto directly from a non-custodial wallet. That means that it's your wallet, not their wallet. It's non-custodial. They do not custody the Bitcoin. So I can only assume that it will be allowed to connect to some kind of hardware wallet. Let's find out more. The card enables European Bitcoin hodlers to spend from their self-hosted wallets. Yep, that's what I thought. At any of MasterCard's over 100 million merchants globally without needing to custody funds with an intermediary. MasterCard is a payments titan. It serves nearly 1 billion customers in over 210 countries, and this latest integration reflects the company's growing efforts to bridge Bitcoin with its sprawling traditional payments infrastructure. Quote, "We are providing consumers who want to spend their digital assets with an easy, reliable, and secure way to do so anywhere MasterCard is accepted," said Christian Rao, Senior Vice President of MasterCard's crypto unit. The card allows spending Bitcoin and other crypto simply by connecting a non-custodial wallet. Users avoid selling Bitcoin and crypto on an exchange before spending, maintaining full ownership. However, here it is. Here's the catch. Here's the rub. MasterCard's card has fees. You know this. It includes a 1.6 euro issuance fee, a 1 euro monthly maintenance fee, and a 0.95% transaction fee. So fees are there. Nonetheless, by supporting non-custodial wallets, MasterCard is addressing a major pain point and grants users the flexibility to directly control their Bitcoin and crypto. The move caters to a growing audience preferring self-hosted wallets over centralized exchanges. I'm honestly surprised that MasterCard is doing this. And I'm honestly surprised that they were able to work this system out with the European Union regulators. It seems very odd. It's so odd, in fact, that I just have a smidgen of feeling that maybe Vivek Sen and Bitcoin Magazine has somehow or another gotten false information. I don't think that actually occurred. It's just that this is so damned strange that it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Now, for those who don't, who are going, oh, it's MasterCard. It's, it's fiat stuff. Yeah, I know, I get it. But here we are with even MasterCard figuring out, well, we're going to have to enter this game. And if MasterCard is entering the game at this scale, because this is a hell of a scale, then it says something about the power that Bitcoin has. Whether we like it or not, Bitcoin is showing its power, its seductiveness to everybody that comes into contact with it. And now the people that are being seduced are the very people that Bitcoin was designed to replace. How does this play out? I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. But back here over in the States on this side of the pond, the people that are not enamored with Bitcoin at all are taking a Texas bank to task. The Federal Reserve hits Texas bank with a cease and desist order over servicing crypto firms. Fear and loathing at the Fed. Cointelegraph, Tom Mitchell-Hill has this one. United States Federal Reserve has issued a cease and desist order to the crypto-friendly United Texas Bank, citing significant deficiencies in the bank's risk management systems and dealings with crypto clients. In a September 4th cease and desist order, the Fed said it had examined United Texas Bank in May and found issues with its corporate governance structure and oversights by the bank's board of directors and senior management. Quote, the examination identified significant deficiencies related to foreign correspondent banking and virtual currency customers, specifically risk management and compliance with applicable laws, rules, and regulations relating to anti-money laundering, including the Bank Secrecy Act, the Fed wrote in its order. Notably, the order did not outline how the bank had not complied with regulations concerning its crypto clients. The Fed added that the United Texas Bank had since taken further measures to strengthen its adherence to the Bank Secrecy Act and its anti-money laundering program. The order noted that the bank's board of directors had agreed to submit a formal plan to strengthen board oversight of its compliance with BSA AML requirements. United Texas Bank currently has 75 employees and manages a total of around $1 billion in assets, according to the last quarterly report. The Fed issued a similar enforcement action against another crypto-friendly bank back in August. On August the 8th, the Fed said it had identified significant deficiencies in the risk management systems of the Pennsylvania-based Customers Bancorp and its subsidiary, Customers Bank. Customers Bank did not do well on recent examinations by inspection by the Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank and is already taking measures to address deficiencies that the Fed identified in the bank's management and AML practices, according to its respective cease and desist order. The recent spate of enforcement actions has reignited accusations that the government is engaging in a coordinated campaign to block banks from engaging with the crypto industry, something its adherents call Operation Choke Point 2.0. Dan Spuller, the head of affairs at crypto advocacy group Blockchain Association, said the cease and desist order against United Texas Bank was the continuation of Operation Choke Point. All right, so what did I tell you yesterday? The FBI put out a warning, right? Put out a warning about that North Korean hackers were targeting specifically Bitcoin and crypto exchange traded funds like those held in BlackRock and Fidelity and ARK Invest and the whole lot of them, right? And it wasn't, and I told you yesterday, it was not designed to scare people like Larry Fink. They can't really do that, right? Larry Fink, I guarantee you, Larry Fink, he gets a cease and desist order from the FBI. He probably throws it in the trash, or at least tables it and decides to come back to it way later. If we, like little private citizens, get anything from the FBI that says we're watching you or we're not pleased with you, we're going to get scared, right? So it's way easier to control retail at that level. So I think this is coordinated. I think the United States government is grabbing at straws. Right now, those straws are actually kind of effective. I will give them that, because we're already seeing the effects of the FBI, the FBI warning. There's been a ton of outflow out of the Bitcoin ETFs. BlackRock saw a whole bunch leave since that order has been, or that warning has been issued. Now, here's my thing. How is it that Larry Fink and the rest of the crew of the people that are in the upper echelons of these ETFs are not getting into a room together, figuring out how they are going to deliver a class action lawsuit directly against the FBI on the charge of manipulating a market that they are engaged in, therefore discounting the value of their customers? If I were to do this, if I were to do what the FBI did, and somehow or another I had a platform big enough that it actually affected the amount of money flowing into or flowing out of BlackRock's ETF, which significantly affects everybody else of the BlackRock family ETFs, or at least the Bitcoin ETFs, everybody that's holding those shares. If I say something that causes a shit ton of those shares to be redeemed and the price of that ETF goes down, I've affected those people who have not decided to sell. And if I did it on what I presume the FBI's warning is complete bullshit, and there's no proof about it whatsoever, and I guarantee you the FBI will not deliver any substantial proof of this at all, because if somebody asks them, they'll just say, hey, it's national security, we don't have to say shit. That's exactly what they'll do if they haven't done it already. I haven't heard word about that, but I haven't seen any substantial proof. So therefore, it's all hearsay, right? So if I were to commit those acts that the FBI did and caused what the FBI has caused, I would be liable for God only knows what. So when are the people in the suits going to gut up and sue the living shit out of the FBI? Because it's there. People say all the time that, you can't sue the United States government. That's bullshit. I see all kinds of actions against the United States government. And I certainly see all kinds of actions against, smaller departments of the United States government. This could be done, right? And it's not like I'm not trying to defend Larry Fink. I'm just saying that if I were to do this, Larry Fink would be on my ass with a bunch of billion-dollar lawyers, and I wouldn't survive it. So what's going on here? How come there's no pushback at all from these guys at the ETF saying, what you're doing is market manipulation, and you're affecting the value of our customers. Therefore, we're going to fight you tooth and nail. You need to bring to the table the evidence that North Korea is doing this, and they won't be able to. I guarantee it. I mean, bring evidence. I do think that Larry Fink and crew would be able to sue the FBI, but we've got other fish to fry. Blockstream Mining has raised a fresh round of notes that offer exposure to the Bitcoin hash rate. CoinDesk, Will Canny. Blockstream Mining said it is opening yet a third round of investment for its hash rate-backed tokenized note, which gives participants a slice of the Bitcoin earned from the company's mining activities over the next 4 years. 2 earlier rounds of the BMN2 note raised a total of $7 million. The third will be priced at $31,000 and give holders the Bitcoin produced by 1 petahash per second of hash rate. The sale will last for 3 weeks, the company spokesperson said in an interview. Blockstream is targeting $10 million of investment for this latest round. Quote, Blockstream is able to offer mining for under 4 cents per kilowatt hour, which is far below the industry average. Anyone investing in BMN2 will benefit from access to the most cost-effective mining round. The company, co-founded by legendary Bitcoin developer Adam Back, is working with Stoker for the sale of the note. Of course, Stoker. You don't hear a lot about Stoker, but I've heard a lot about Stoker, and it kind of gives me the willies. The fact that Stoker is involved with this gives me the willies. It just straight up does. I won't get into why, but it just does. Crypto markets are becoming increasingly financialized, and hash rate-backed contracts are not new. What's unique about this note is its duration. Most contracts lock in the hash price for up to 12 months. James Macediano, Blockstream's SVP, Global Head of Mining Sales and Business Development, said, BMN2, an EU-compliant security token, gives exposure to the Bitcoin hash rate over a 48-month period. The advantages of buying Blockstream's BMN2 note instead of buying hash rate futures from Bitcoin mining companies is that the investors are not exposed to any counterparty risk or possible miner failure, and the price is locked in for 4 years, Mendocino said. Furthermore, the market hash price adjusts quarterly and is dependent upon mining efficiency and passes through risks such as energy price and counterparty risk. With Bitcoin mining market currently experiencing historically low hash price levels, BMN2 allows investors to strategically enter the market at an opportune time, the company said in a July release announcing the note. In a report last month, Wall Street giant JPM Morgan noted that the hash price is about 30% below levels seen in September of 2022 and about 40% below the level before April's reward halvening. Investors in the note's predecessor, BMN1, were mainly international family offices and funds in Europe. While BMN2 is starting to see interest from U.S. institutions, the product is not being offered there yet, he said. He also said that many BMN1 investors have rolled their investments on over into BMN2. BMN1 was highly successful. It mined over 1,242 BTC and delivered returns of up to 103% over its 3-year term, Stoker said on its website. It is the highest payout in real-world asset security token history, according to Arnab Nosker, co-founder and co-CEO of Stoker. BMN2's first 2 investor rounds started on July the 18th and ended August the 12th. Anchor investors who committed over $500,000 in investment were given a discount and invested in Series 1. Investors who rolled their investment over from Blockstream's BMN1 to the new backers invested in Series 2. Money raised from the sale of the note is used to manage physical infrastructure and energy costs because Blockstream is responsible for producing the hash rate that backs the note. The company has mining facilities in Georgia, Montreal, and Texas. The tokenized note will trade on crypto exchange Bitfinex. This is a derivative. Make no mistake. You're not holding Bitcoin at all. In fact, it's just another derivative, right? Derivatives are going to permeate this space. There's already quite a few of them. but there's always going to be more. Somebody's going to find out yet one more curve they can take a tangent from, and that's going to turn into some kind of derivative product. My advice is this. Unless you are a family office, unless you were trained in the legacy finance bullshit, don't do any of this. Sure, you might say, I listened to you and I didn't do any of that. And because of you, I wasn't able to make $1 million. Well, I'm sorry for you. All I can say is that every time I see a derivative, I see a problem. I see problems with derivatives in cattle. I see problems with derivatives in the oil markets. I see problems with derivatives everywhere, because all it's doing is forcing an efficiency function. And we all love efficiency, right? Yeah, until that efficiency comes back and bites us in the ass. Why do you think in cattle and beef industry, we only have 4 processing plants? Or not plants, but 4 processors, like companies like J&B and Tyson and shit like that. The efficiency that we all craved created these 4 behemoths. And now we're reaping our harvest of that sowing of that stupid ass seed. I'm not saying that we should go for complete inefficiency, because you'd get a different set of problems. But going for complete efficiency on any market is going to end up with what? Consolidation. And what do we know about consolidation? It ain't good. Please, for the love of God, stay away from derivative products at all costs. Let's run the numbers. West Texas Intermediate is up. Actually, it just went negative. It had been up almost a full % this morning and is back down. I mean, it's doing the same thing that the Bitcoin price is doing. It'll go up 1%, and then the next candle, the next hourly candle, it just drops like a stone. Everything in legacy markets and in the crypto markets is jacked right now. September just sucks. But oil is now down 0.06% to under $70, $69.16. Brent North Sea is down scant to $72.69. And natural gas, however, is doing what natural gas does. It's up almost 6 full %, back up to $2.27. Gasoline is down 2.25 points to $1.91 a gallon. All your metal rocks are doing well today, however. Gold is up almost a half point to 25.37 and change. Silver is up 1.87, platinum is up 2.5, copper is up 1.5, and palladium is up 0.5. In ag, we've got mostly red today. Cocoa has recovered some of its losses from yesterday, 3.11% to the upside, makes it our winner of the day. Loser of the day is wheat, 1.5 to the downside. Live cattle, lost 1.14 points. Lean hogs down 0.77%. Feeder cattle down 1.5. Yeah, legacy indices markets are not doing well either. Dow is down 1 point. S&P is down 0.5. NASDAQ is down 1/4, and the S&P Mini is down almost a full point. And we have just crossed into $55,000 territory on Bitcoin. $55,980 brings us to a $1.11 trillion market cap, and we can now only get 22.3 ounces of shiny metal rocks with our 1 Bitcoin, of which there are 19,749,864.87 of, but fees remain the same, 0.06 BTC taken in fees on average on a per block basis. There are 130 blocks carrying 257,000 unconfirmed transactions waiting to clear at high priority rates of 5 Satoshis per VByte. Low priorities are 4 Satoshis per VByte. Mining, holy shit, we topped our, wow, holy fuck, sorry. 783 exahashes per second, ladies and gentlemen. That's an all-time high as far as I can tell. Because a couple of days ago, I told you that there was 740 exahashes per second right? I'm just looking. Yeah, 740 exahashes per second. No, 746 exahashes per second was our top. Now we've got a new one, and that new one is 700. What was? Hold on, 783 exahashes per second. So that's an all-time high in hash rate, and yet we're looking at 55 that or just under $56,000 Bitcoin. It's hard to make sense of these markets. So if you feel like you're like grabbing at straws, you're not the only one. Okay. All right. From the FUD BI, Bitcoin and episode 946, we got Dubrovko with 2,280 sats says, please, someone think of the children. I mean, protect me from the North Koreans. The FUD BI, that's funny. Like Ethereum, the United States federal government and its affiliate associations or organizations are proof of stake. Still looking and applying, by the way. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, there you go. Good luck, Dubrovko. My thoughts and well wishes go with you. God's Death, 537. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. Ghost of Whitman with 333 sats says Deaton has no chance anyway. Yeah, Massachusetts electing a Republican for their Senate seat to replace Elizabeth Warren. Pretty slim, dude. It's pretty slim. So yeah, Deaton probably has no chance. But like I said, as much as it pains me to say, I'd much rather Elizabeth Warren be in there because she can remain ineffectual. Hugh Janice with 100 says noise. And that will do it for that particular episode. Consider boosting. If you're listening to me, consider boosting on a podcasting 2.0 enabled app. There are many of them. There's like Podcast Guru. There's Fountain app. That's my daily driver is Fountain app. I just love that thing. And then Stream Me Satoshis, because it's lately it's been hard for me to maintain chart status on the Fountain charts. I used to be on the charts all the time, like not more than like 3 weeks ago, but all of a sudden it's really hard. And the way that Fountain does its charting, like the top 20 like episodes and the top 20 shows, is strictly by support. It has nothing to do with voting. Your voting costs you, if you want to think of it this way, maybe it is voting. And you vote for me by boosting the show or you're boosting an episode or streaming me Satoshis. And the one with the most Satoshis wins is essentially what happens, right? So that's how Fountain does all of their, that's how they do their charting. And it's like, I know things are rough out there, guys. Believe me, I feel it more than anyone, or actually as much as anyone, not more than anyone, but at least as much as anyone else. So I understand what everybody's going through. But if you got some Satoshis laying around, bump them over to me. I will take care of them. That's it for the weather report. Welcome to part 2 of the news that you can use. Alby Hub version 1.7.2 has been released. It's being named the Friends and Family app upgrade. Alby Hub is an open source tool that enables users to run their own node and connect to Bitcoin apps. It features one-click Lightning node installation, a self-custodial wallet, and an app store for seamless integration of social media, podcasting 2.0 apps, and external Lightning wallets via NWC or Nostr Wallet Connect. Quote, listen up. This is awesome. I have been waiting for this release for a long time now, and I can't wait to get it on my Start 9. In this release, we introduced you to a brand new Friends and Family app in the App Store. Try it out to easily onboard your friends and family with just a few clicks. We also added a receive-only point-of-sale app, which you can freely share with employees. Let us know what you think, announced the project. Friends and Family app lets you quickly onboard your friends and family to Bitcoin and Lightning via your personal Alby Hub instance. They get a wallet without having to understand Lightning or have their own channels, and not rely on large custodial services. They can also get their own Lightning address with an Alby account, or connect their new wallet via the Alby extension. Soon, they will also be able to connect to Alby's new mobile app called Alby Go. Alby Go is a simple Lightning mobile wallet interface that works great with Alby Hub. You can install it and test it via the zap.store. That is zap.store, zap.store. Go and get Alby Go. I'm going to go look at it after the show. Quote, "We also improved the Alby Hub wallet interface with the ability to pay to Lightning addresses and allow withdrawing an exact amount from your savings balance with a brand new savings balance withdrawal UI. The node page will also now show pending balance from closed channels, currently only supported in the default node implementation. LND is coming soon, TM." Quote, "For Mac users, we have a number of desktop app bug fixes and a brand new server build," we stated in the release notes. So Boomy is one of the BUMI is one of the guys from Alby, and he says in a note on Nostr, "I love to hear that many people are excited about Alby Hub and how they got their Lightning node running and how cool it is to use it to zap and do all kinds of crazy things that we now do with sats. But I also need to say it's still a very long way to go, and what will matter is how it performs long term. It needs to get battle tested. Can't wait to look back in 6 to 12 months. We work super hard that you will then be even more excited using the Alby Hub, but only time will tell." All right, so again, go look at Alby Go. It's in the Zap store, zap.store. I want to get back to the Friends and Family app. Let me read this paragraph again. Friends and Family app lets you quickly onboard your friends and family to Bitcoin and Lightning via your personal Alby Hub instance. Let's just look at that. Remember when I was back in Colorado, I interviewed my neighbor, Cody. Right? He's like at the age of like 14 years old. He started his first business. He's now 18. He has 4 businesses. He's into Bitcoin, but he's also, he's still like enamored with some of the shit coins. And at the time when I told him, because this was right at the time, this was, I think, like during the same week that Alby Hub was being, that you kind of had to convert over to Alby Hub, and your Lightning or your Alby Hub Lightning wallet was being kind of deprecated a little bit, and they weren't letting you hold as much sats on there. And then they've kind of slowly like taking the amount of sats that you can hold on your custodial wallet in Alby Hub lower and lower, to the point that I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work for me anymore. So I had to install Alby Hub, which I did when I got home. But the problem is that I told Cody, you need to sign up for Alby, get the extension, and I took him through all the steps, and it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work was because they had deprecated that wallet. They aren't allowing anybody to get new custodial wallets. So my being able to split the zaps on that particular episode with Cody completely failed, right? But then I had a failed interview with one of the guys, Tomek, over at Alby, and we talked about the fact that even before this Family and Friends app was released today, or I think it was actually announced yesterday, that I would have been able to, using my Alby Hub on my Start 9, generate a kind of an Uncle Jim situation where I could host Cody's wallet on my Lightning node, or rather through my Lightning or my Alby Hub instance, which is connected to my Lightning node, and therefore he could piggyback off my Lightning node liquidity, and he wouldn't see any of it. All Cody would see is that he's got a Lightning wallet that he can send and receive sats from. He doesn't know my balance. I don't know his balance. I have no control over his shit whatsoever. But Friends and Family, the Friends and Family upgrade, is going to make that much more easy to do. And this, again, is the Alby Hub version 1.7.2 Friends and Family app. If you haven't looked at Alby Hub, if you've got something like a Raspberry Pi and you're running like the Start 9 stuff, or you have a full blown Start9 like server 1 or server pure, like, I mean, I got a server 1. Some people have a server pure. Some people have like an old laptop, but they're running the Start9 OS on it. So they might as well, it's a full Start9. It's so easy to install Alby Hub, even though it's not in the Start OS store, even though it's not in the community app store. You can easily go into Alby Hub and go and get their distributable and have it sideload into your Start OS. And I was like going, oh my God, I'm going to have to do all kinds of shit. No, I didn't. All I had to do was give Start OS the package name that I downloaded from Alby Hubs or from the Alby GitHub. That's all I had to do. And now I've got a full-blown Alby Hub instance. And when this thing comes out and I get to upgrade to 1.7.2, I'm going to be able to, within a few clicks, get Cody back up and running. And then I'll split the sats with him and drop his name and his wallet address into that particular show. And then I'll re-up that show so that people will have another chance to go zap this insanely entrepreneurial young adult. He's 18 years old. He's got 4 businesses. How many businesses do you have? I only have 1, and it's actually not making anywhere close to the amount of money as his first business, mowing lawns. I'm serious, man. It's because I just refuse to get advertisers, which is my bad, but hey, I'm the one that has to live with it. Okay, up next is Blixit Wallet version 7.0.0. New syncing nodes, stability improvements, and more. Blixit Wallet is an open source Lightning Bitcoin wallet for Android and iOS with focus on usability and user experience. Powered by LND and the Bitcoin SPV client Neutrino. This release updates LND to version 0.18.2, fixes syncing issues in Neutrino SPV, and adds syncing nodes in different regions around the world, makes Lightning Box payable via your pub key at blixitwallet.com. It adds a drop-down menu to Lightning Channels screen and ability to hide amounts in overview screen. Speed Loader is now enabled by default for all new wallets. So if you are a Blixit wallet user, version 7.0.0 just dropped. Might want to go check that shit out. Breeze SDK Liquid version 0.3.0 offers LNURL pay support, Go and C# bindings, and more. The Breeze SDK provides developers with an end-to-end solution for integrating self-custodial Lightning payments into their apps and services. The Breeze SDK is free for developers. What's new? LNURL pay support for receiving various amounts, or they say variant amounts. They added the Go and the C# bindings as mentioned. Background receive via mobile notifications. Enabled direct payments to and from a liquid address. Fixed fees calculations for pay on chain. Add sign message and check message APIs, emit pending confirmation for direct liquid payments, added payment details to the payment structure. And there are some breaking changes. So payment structure is changed to contain payment details, and prepare, receive, request has changed. So there are some things that broke with this, but it just means that for those to operate again, functionally, you need to upgrade to version 0.3.0. On to LNDK, the Lightning Network Development Kit. Version 0.2.0, payment to offers with blinded paths. Remember the strike thing yesterday that I was telling you about? Well, LNDK, I guess they had to upgrade, or strike had to have this version 0.2.0 before they were able to offer their Bolt 12 integration with Strike. Let's see if there's anything here that we really need to know about. It is a huge, oh my God, this thing is huge. This upgrade is massive, so we're not going to be able to go through all of it. I'll just read these. LNDK leverages the Lightning Development Kit to provide functionality acting as a thin shim between LND's APIs and LDK's Lightning library. LNDK now allows paying offers with blinded paths Users need to run the LNDK binary alongside LND to make payments. Instructions for sending parts can be found here, and here is what? Oh, their GitHub LNDK -org, and then you can go from there. Let's see if there's anything of note. Testing, actions, CFG, CLI, Clippy, config. Yeah, there's a bunch of changes in this thing, ladies and gentlemen. So alongside the LNDK upgrade, LDK has been upgraded to version 0.0.124, paper cutting feature requests. LNDK Rust Lightning is a highly performant and flexible implementation of the Lightning Network Protocol. LNDK 0.0.124 is up on crates.io. Releases in other languages should follow in the coming days. This release features a new crate structure, a ton of features that various users requested, a pile of Bolt 12 improvements, faster route finding, and a handful of small, moderate bug fixes. In total, this release features 312 files changed, 29,853 line insertions, 15,480 line deletions in 549 commits since 0.0.123 from 26 authors. And if I was trying to tell you that the LNDK upgrade was huge, this thing is super massive. And again, probably had to happen before Strike made their announcement that they are able to lock in Bolt 12, because Bolt 12 uses both of these things. Okay, that's all I got for you this morning. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. Maybe try to make me a little bit of breakfast before I've got to go pick some people up and do things and reach for stuff. So I'll just end it here, and I will see you on the other side. This has been Bitcoin and I'm your host, David Bennett. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and hope to see you again real soon. Have a great day.